not sure how we want to introduce this, but you can give a little background on the subject.
So hi, I'm Alex, I guess, and I
Okay.
frequently write. Well, I'm full of food. I'm sort of not fully present right now.
What'd you have for dinner?
We had moussaka and baklava and falafel with plain yogurt and fried pita as well. It was all very good. We had a lot of it.
It's quite delicious.
But I guess as anybody listening to this knows, or maybe you don't know, I frequently write sort of blogs about my thoughts and feelings and put them up on the internet. And last month I sort of promised people who read frequently that I would answer this questionnaire called the Proust questionnaire, which is a questionnaire that was popular in France, I guess, when Proust was alive, but he sort of really popularized it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like a personality quiz, but not something something a little bit more serious than what's
Not
my
the Cosmo.
Yeah, no.
How do you tell which Harry Potter boy is
Yeah, which
right
house
for
you would be in.
Yeah. A little more depth.
And interviewing me is my good friend Matthew Lee.
Okay. Damn it. I'll bleep that out. Okay, so I guess we'll get down to it. So, according to Wikipedia, from which I'm getting these questions, so it says there are two surviving sets of answers to the Confession album questions by Proust. The first, from either 1885 or 86, is to an English Confessions album, although those answers are in French, and the second is from 1891 or 92. So we're gonna do from the Confessions, which is the English one. So I guess we'll start. I guess we don't need to talk about Proust's answers, but just Alex. So first question is, what is your favorite virtue?
I'd have to say, I think compassion, even over kindness.
So what would you say is the difference between compassion and kindness?
I think compassion allows you to be kind, and kindness is being kind to other people is a good thing to be to me, and it's something I try to do. But I don't think it's possible to be kind or to be truly kind to people without compassion, which is sort of placing yourself in their situation and imagining how they might be feeling at the time, sort of getting inside of maybe not their head, but their emotional space.
Like drawing more from like empathy.
Yeah.
Things like that. Okay.
And I really value those people in my life that are very compassionate, but not always kind to me because I don't need to be sweetened up, I guess, all the time. Or, I don't know.
Okay, so next question. Your favorite qualities in a man. Which sounds really like the Cosmo thing, but
probably loyalty, and a certain sense of confidence without seeming arrogant.
Okay. And your favorite qualities in a woman? Sexiness.
Well, let's think unromantically here, I guess. I would say, I guess, in people in general, but also in women, loyalty.
So do you?
And is there something else that, like, see, this is in today's day and age is such a hard thing to answer. Like, what do you expect of one sex and what do you expect of another sex? Because you get a lot of flack for saying things.
Do you do you desire different things from the different sexes or genders? Like does
I think I expect different things, but I desire the same from everybody. I guess.
So the question is your favorite qualities. Do you have like
favorite?
Do different things like stand out for you between the genders?
I like when a woman seems wise. I think I really appreciate those women that are my age, but seem much older than they actually are, and that
Mhm.
they've learned to step back from the world
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay. Interesting. So, next question is your chief characteristic.
My chief characteristic, overthinking things.
Do you think that most people would match you up with that if you were to ask them, or is
It
that something that is like
it would
is
depend.
actually like not very well known about you?
It would depend on how well people know me. Like you, I think would probably say that I do overthink things a lot, and my mother almost slaps me every time I tell her about my thoughts, because she says I'm overthinking things, and I tend to
Mhm.
agree with her. And often I should just act or just go with my gut rather than try to analyze everything. And I think people do tell me that I seem very analytical,
Mhm.
and I won't disagree with them, I guess.
I don't know. I think it's funny because I up until recently, uh, and like even having had the in-depth conversations I've had with you, um, I guess I wouldn't have said, which is kind of weird, that you were. I wouldn't have like jumped to that, saying that you were like overly analytical. Um, which I guess like now that you've told me that you're sort of like that, now I interpret your actions differently. But because I guess like being analytical is like a process, not necessarily
Mhm.
is like not the end result of your actions, which I can kind of
Yeah.
guess at. But yeah, it's just really interesting. Uh, I don't think you come across as being overly analytical or like overthinking things, which is just funny. So,
Yeah.
what do you think people like perceive as your
What would
chief characteristic, like that governs you, or
um I've been told a lot that I'm a good person, so I guess kindness or selflessness is something that
yeah,
comes
yeah, I
across.
think like compassion, like what you were saying before, would like make a lot of sense to answer that. Okay, so the next question is what you appreciate the most in your friends.
The conversations I have with them, I think, more than like any activity, actually being able to get inside their world a little bit, and the really good friends trust me with some of their more secret thoughts. Um, it makes me feel really good about myself, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's good to be trusted, and it's good to sort of find those things that we either agree or disagree on, but are still able to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the depth in which you can talk about things. Um, so your main fault.
Probably letting that overthinking hamper me,
Mm-hmm.
um, and sort of almost several times in my life, it's paralyzed me when I should have just stopped thinking and done something.
Mm-hmm.
Especially romantically, I guess. um, but
We'll add a laugh track there.
um, but also with school, I think, and when I was younger, sort of trying to decide what I wanted to do with my life, and I was thinking what was good to do, or what would other people like, and blah blah blah, or what would make me the happiest. When now I just say, well, I really like this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah, that's interesting. Um, so your favorite occupation?
Um, what does he answer here? Like,
He Proust answered in 1890. Apparently answered loving, which is kind of funny. I
okay,
think
so I guess
he obviously had a sense of humor when he
yeah,
said, which is good. Which is
I
good.
yeah, I remember reading these, but I didn't read them too much because I didn't want to have prepared answers for anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so I guess by occupation they mean like way to pass the time. Um,
Yeah, like hobby.
yeah,
Maybe
and
want to translate a bit better.
I like playing video games, but I think my favorite thing is writing.
Mhm.
it really helps me express myself or just escape in a way where I'm either in the case of the blogging, just being really honest about myself and examining my own head, or in the case of my writing my fantasy,